Hey, look where we are tonight in Havertown. Thursday night, March 13th. It's going to be around 10:30ish or so by the time Soul Plane gets on. We're back in Havertown. Hope these guys do good.
Thank Zen Circle for putting on that set before us. And we're Soul Plane, and this is what we do. trip.
Children's dreams of a humpback is and a panther ride, and I wonder why. I'm on my feet and see it clear. Said I'll take it off, then I get you lost and leave you straight at that little cross. When they were playing with your round this field, something seems a real quick.
On the street, walk back on the 2 mile thing, and it's floor just went clean when I drive to the grave, to the back basics, back now on a rapping station, to the yellow door, to the road, to the twin bar. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. My name is Tabor. was a tribute to Jeff Beck. You're lying to me. Babe, I know you're crying. So find another sleeve. Just keep on riding in the land of the free. Keep on riding. But baby, not with me. But baby, not with me. the same, of the same, of the same, yeah. Well, to do. Thank you very much.
Encore!
We got one more for you, and then we'll let you get drunk. This one's called In the Game. Alright, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out here tonight. I want to give a special shout out to my man Joey J, who couldn't be here. Second of all, to my right, he's playing the guitar, and we got Jim's Favor. And to my left back here, shoving on the bass, we got Rick Reinhardt. And then pounding on their drums in the background, Jeff Hilferty. And I'm Kevin Mans. We'd like to thank you all for coming out. Hit it! I said take your drink, what's baby, and don't you complain. You're on a one-way trip to go and insane. And now what did you come for? As I see you walking out my back door, I know that my feelings up in the game. I take it all your chances, or someone to blame. Say hey now, say hey now, don't you know you only want from me is what I can give, and you know that I'm addicted, so don't you forget. Said I might be going insane. So I took my ticket, baby, and I hopped on the train. I took my one-way trip, and now I'm insane. But does it really matter? As I come back down my ladder, I think about my feelings. What should I know? All I wanna do is go, go, go. I say, hey now, hey now, don't you know you only want from me is what I can give, and you know I'm addicted, so don't you forget. I am a stuck in your game. I'm stuck in your game. I'll not be stuck in your game. I want to thank everybody for coming out to see us tonight. Thank you very much. We're so clean, and that's what we do. Hit it! Say hey now, say hey now, don't you know? Say hey now, don't you know? Thank you very much for coming out to see us.
But hold on, give me 1 second. Where are you? Where are you guys? Come on, let's get a little something to eat. Watch these guys go to town, Cheryl. The frenzy has begun. Get a little more. There they go. You can tell, in typical Patty form, they're well nourished and they're active. Then as I check my ponds and I do my rounds, and I check to see either what's different, unusual, or out of place, I work my way up around the grounds. We come up these steps here. Oh, and at night it's so beautiful because we have all the lights on. We go past our rhododendron and my leucothaway and all kinds of daisies and sunflowers and rhododendron and cherry laurels and all kinds of ground cover. We got pachysandra and things I can't even tell you the name, Cheryl. We've got all kinds of holly bushes around here. We've got all kinds of things that flower all times of the year, and it's just so beautiful. It's not any one time where it's more beautiful than another around here. It's just always beautiful around here. Even when the trees are bare, when you look above you and you see what's above you, even when you see all that and it's bare, when the lights are on, you see how dramatic it is in the winter. But look at these fish up in here. Let me see if I can get Ira over to you. Ira's my little fat guy. I think Ira's got a tumor or something in the stomach. Come here, guys. My fish come when I call them. Here, guys. Look at them. Here they come. Yo, guys. Let me see if I can zoom in on Ira, if I can find Ira. Oh, there's Ira. Ira's the little fat guy. See the little fat guy right there? See how he kind of swims in an odd fashion? If you looked at him head on, his lower left side, he's got something that's distended down there. Maybe it's a tumor. Maybe it's some abnormality in his swimming bladder. I don't know. But watch this. Watch what happens when these guys start going to town. The big boys bump off the little boys because they start all fighting for the food. There you go, Ira. Oh, Ira's got his. But the water's nice and clear today. We've had an issue where the water was kind of murky the last few days, but it's gotten better. And especially since we know they know you're filming for you. Look at that lily, that blossom that's come up. In here we've got all kinds of vegetation. We've got all kinds of lilies, the tall grasses. I've got zebrus, I've got cattail, I've got horsetail with the big punk-like things on the ends. I've got, these are my new ones over here. I call these Freddy's little whores. These are called nymphus. But look at the leaves. They're almost like lizard-like, alligator-y skin-like. And these things flower yellow in a star-shaped flower. Let me see if I can get you a flower. Show you a flower. Here, look at this. Look at those yellow flowers. Look at that. I use fertilizer tablets now, all my plants that I can get to. These are buttercups. I've got corkscrew rush. That one there is called a lizard's tail. I can't show you the flower on that yet, but they call it a lizard's tail because of what the flower looks like when it comes out. Kind of looks like a rattlesnake tail, like a tail you'd see on the end of a crocodile. It's really neat. And you got to deadhead it when they flower. And at the head of our pond, that's where the pond starts. So that's, it's a total of 6 levels here. You got the top level that feeds down the spillway into the big, or what I call these are the upper ponds up here. And the upper ponds, they're beautiful here. And you got these big rocks and boulders and perimeters of stone. And that leads into the first transition where it comes down into a little spillway. So this is level number, so you got the top, the upper pond, then the first spillway. We're at 3 levels. This makes level number 4. This is the middle pond. This is the one where I've had the string algae issues, which I think we're on top of by adding some vegetation and putting a little bacteria in that helps to eat the algae that hopefully doesn't get out of control in here. And then that leads into this long winding spillway, level number 5. which will then bring you then to the big waterfalls and down into the lower pond where you saw all the boys going to town. And I've got all kinds of plants in there. I got hydrangea, I got corkscrew rush, I've got red cardinals, I've got forget-me-nots, I've got a barley bundle in there, so when the barley decomposes, that's supposed to help also in, just in the decomposition, the natural decomposition processes of the entire ecosystem here. I've got all, surely I've got things I don't even know what I've got in there. I got to confess to you. And you can see that the plants are nice and moist from having been given a good afternoon dose. Oh, I hear our phones ringing. We've even got the phones set up where we can even answer the phones in the garage out here. We've got the phones like on this main the main system that's got all these things that feed off it on a cordless, so we don't have to plug the phones into the wall. Just the main one gets plugged into the walls, and then all the remote phones actually work all cordless. But this is our home and we love it, and we'd sure love to share it with you in person. This is the last of the zones to get sprinkled today. This is a big azalea bunch up here. We have 12 zones on the sprinkler. Plus we have the pond on what's called continuous fill, so as the pond needs water as the water evaporates, it gets it. But look at all this up here. Look how healthy those azaleas are. You should see them when they flower. Flowering is a problem here because we get so much flowering and leaf changeover that, you can get into the ponds. Here's the head of the ponds. We have something up here called bioballs. These are filtration devices that at the head of the pond help keep crud from recirculating through. Got all kinds of rhododendrons, hollies. I don't even know the names of some of these big tall. I think it's a Franklin tree maybe is what that's called. These are more Leucothaway. I'm not even sure what these things are that are flowering here, but they flower purple. You can kind of see it there. Oh, look at this. This rhododendron's starting to flower. Oh, this will be a purple one. This is a pretty one here. You can see all kinds of things getting ready to, the bulbs getting ready to burst open soon. Oh, here's one I got a deadhead for you. We've got a lot of ground. A lot of it we let just go natural. This is a side pathway. Actually, the utilities, the electricity and the cable actually are above ground, but then we have them running under the ground. Everything feeds to that box. Then from that box it goes underground to the meters on the side. And you can see a largely wooded lot is what we're on. All kinds of pines and spruces and maples and walnut trees and acorn trees, and way back there in the woods, it's, you can't even see. You can see it when the woods are clear in the winter, but there's our closest neighbor way back there. There's another neighbor way back that way. I think he's got like 12 acres, and they've been here for like about 50, 60 years. I think they're on their third generation with the kids and the grandkids living here. So coming back to the side of the house, it's another way to come. There's just so many things about this house that we love, and so many things that we do and have yet to do and are learning. You can see our double fireplace stacks. There's 2 fireplaces served on that one stack and just 1 fireplace here. Actually, you know what? The gas fireplace also gets served out of this one in terms of its exhaust. And you can see kind of from here the deck in the back. Look at all this ground cover here. This is a Pachysandra group here. And again, I don't know what that is. It's beautiful though. And there's another one of them over here. I'm not quite sure what that is. And then back in the woods, there's just so many things, and so many things indigenous to this area. And if you're not careful, you got to watch out for a lot of poison ivy and poison oak. And there are snakes here, largely non-poisonous. We haven't seen any this year. We did see them last year. In fact, they like the frogs. We know that. There are plenty of frogs here. And Patty's done an awful lot of work getting her annuals. All the things you see here flowered here around the perimeter and on this rock perimeter here. Patty's done most of those hand plantings herself. Most everything else you see are annuals, but all the our perennials, excuse me. Most of the things you see there are perennials, but Patty's done most of the annuals herself. And this is our favorite place. And when I come out on Sunday mornings and read my paper, I'll sit there at that chair and I'll face the pond, and the sun will be off to the side, and I just lose myself out here. I lose myself in thought and time, and feel so good about my life and my wife and myself and my world, and just want to share it with all those that we love. Here's more Patty's planting. She's put up some periwinkles, the blue ones here. The white ones, I forget what she called them. There's our Japanese maple. I haven't even touched that tree since we've been in a year. Look at the way this thing is sprout up. We got all kinds of wisteria-like things growing on a trellis up there along the garage. And this is a whole bank of azaleas and pines, and I think they call them Franklin trees. I don't know what this thing is with these pointy leaves. All kinds of things here. All kinds of grasses and color and beauty. And here's a holly bush that I don't know if it's struggling or if it's just still immature. That may be what this is. You can see a nice mature holly bush here against this one. This one is the newer one. I guess it's just not matured enough yet, but it looks like it's got a lot of growth coming through on it. Gosh knows, we sure get plenty of water here. And it's all our own water. It's all well water here. And we believe we're secure with our well water, meaning we have a lot of it. Patty's got all her windows open today because the humidity's low, and the house is just awesome when you don't have to put the air conditioning on. And the air conditioning works really well, but oh man, why use it if you don't have to? Look at these big Asta plants, the size of these suckers here. And there's something else that it's a hardy tropical. It comes back. I don't know what it's called, but look at the size of those leaves. They look like cabbage on steroids or something. And we just love everything about what we have. So hopefully you're going to come see us real soon so we can share it with you. See you later.
Me talking to you on the phone.
And this is how we're going to end our videotape.
All right.
All right, so we love you, Shirley.
Hi, Cheryl. But that light is shining in my eyes.